The NBA draft is less than a month away. Minnesota owns the top pick, but a clear choice hasn't emerged yet. GM Gersson Rosas said, quote, "There's no guy that has separated himself from the pack. The talent will rise to the top, and we'll be confident about identifying one guy as the best guy," end quote. ESPN currently has Georgia's Anthony Edwards ranked as the top prospect, followed by LaMelo Ball and James Wiseman. The T-Wolves won the lottery 2 months ago, but are apparently still weighing their options here. Amin, you're the former front office insider here, or your current front office insider, former front office guy. What's your takeaway from Rosas' comment?
Well, I think, first of all, George, you look at this draft, he's right. It is very flat. That's not to say there aren't any good players. It's just there's no standout number one overall player for the most part. And, the last time I felt this way was probably 2013, where there were just a bunch of names, and you could tell me this guy could go 1 or he could go 7, and I'd be like, yeah, that makes sense. And back in 2013, you might have said, oh, it's because it's a weak draft. But we look on the screen right now, some of these names, including obviously Giannis, a 2-time MVP, and Rudy Gobert, a multiple-time Defensive Player of the Year, it's clear that there was talent in the draft. It just wasn't considered number one overall talent. So when I look at what Minnesota's doing, and I say to myself, Gersson Rosas is saying, I'm not in love with any of these guys. I like a couple of them, but I'm not in love with them. So let me see if I can trade this pick to someone who's in love with somebody, and I can get multiple picks or multiple assets and get some more help in there.
Paul?
Absolutely. I mean, when I look at these guys, I mean, Anthony Edwards is clearly the best player, I feel like, but I don't feel like there's that player that's franchise changing for me. And so I believe when I look back at that 2013 draft, you see Giannis was the best player taken at 15. And I see the similarities in this draft. The best player in this draft won't be in the top 5.
Oh.
It'll be somebody that we probably not even talking about right now. The best player will not be in the top. Let's think about this. You look at that draft. Antetokounmpo went 15. Rudy Gobert, 27. Same similarities. I feel like the best player in this draft will probably not be a top 5, possibly not even be a top 10 pick. We just don't know.
Wow.
And that's how unclear that this draft is.
George, I'll throw in another wrinkle into this for Minnesota. Remember, their 2021 first-round pick is completely unprotected going to Golden State.
Yeah.
Everyone says 2021 is a deeper draft, it's a better draft. So Minnesota has an extra incentive to basically need to have someone in there who helps them win. And that probably isn't going to be someone who's 18 or 19 years old. That's probably going to be an established NBA player playing for another team. And so Rosas is probably on the phone trying to find who is that vet who can come into this program and at least get us to some form of respectability. It may not be playoffs, but it damn sure shouldn't be a top 5 pick to Golden State for nothing.
Right, for sure. I would agree with that. Look, I like Anthony Edwards in this draft. And look, Tom Crean is his coach, and you already can see the comparisons to like a Victor Oladipo or a Dwayne Wade. I'm not saying he's going to be those guys, but I think that there are some similarities to his game, particularly Oladipo, who Crean is certainly familiar with, right? Yeah. So those are some of the comps that you're seeing there when you hear about Anthony Edwards. And I see some of that when I watch his tape and I watch his games. You know, LaMelo Ball, I think, is a bit of an unknown. Like, he played against men in Australia, so I think we got to give him credit for that, certainly. But I don't know about the talent that he's playing there. Now, Amin, I'll ask you, and Paul, I'd love to get your thoughts too. Like, what type of talent is LaMelo Ball facing in Australia in comparison to the top-tier college basketball talent that he'd be facing?
I think it's comparable in the sense that it's tough talent. These guys are vets and they're professionals in playing ball, but the athleticism he's seen down there is not anywhere near what he would see in college or in Europe. And, as my buddy Fran Fraschilla likes to say, it's not quite the same, right? It's not the same language. It sounds the same. It's like Portuguese and Spanish. They sound similar, but they're not the same language. Same thing here. I think LaMelo, what he's dealing with is, I think, a level of competition that may have improved his decision-making or improved some of the things he had to think about. But in terms of athletically having to beat someone with some jumps, some hops, having to finish over length, he didn't really have to deal with any of that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not really, when I look at LaMelo and I'm trying to draft it, I'm not even looking at, his competition, which you have to take a deeper look at his skill set. He's a guy who fits in with today's NBA. We don't know sometimes when these top college guys or these top overseas guys, their skill set will translate. But I do like what I'm seeing so far. I like the way he can pull up off the dribble. I like the way he makes his teammates better. He's a big guard with a great handle. And so as far as looking at it, his skill set, I really like what he brings to the table. It's just where can he go where he can really develop that skill set and possibly turn into a good NBA player, maybe a great one.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.